At the end, thank you. We'd actually thought, oh, do we really want to go and watch a play about this, because it's going to be depressing? But they said we've just found it uplifting. We found it really funny. There's a scene in it where the woman who's got dementia has her nappy changed on stage, and I remember my mother-in-law saying, "I'm not coming to see that. I'm not coming to see that."
But for some people, that's going to be a reality.
Yeah,
and that's horrible.
But it's really funny the way Brian Lavery deals with it. It's really funny because the family are really inept at doing it, but it brings them together. And my mother-in-law did come to see it, and she came to see it several times. And people said, "Yes, this is a reality." And
so you're actually opening doors and eyes for people who maybe they want to almost, ignorance is not the right word, but they want to sit away from it and imagine that's never going to happen to them. They're never going to get that. And as we know, it's on the rise and the increase. And actually, you've probably made it less scary.
Exactly. This is what they said. You know, there's another scene in it where the son and daughter sort of say, "We've had enough. Can we kill her?" And they sort of plot to murder her in a jokey way. Okay. And then, but some of these people in the Q&A, they just said, "Thank you for giving us permission." That we've had those thoughts, you know, and we felt guilty.
Because often we're focused on the actual person who's suffering and not those around them.
Exactly.
Who perhaps have they have the issues as well. You know, they have to deal with that on a situation. That's what I like about theatre, is that anything can sort of be put up there and give a new perspective. That's exactly. I mean, I did a play called Frozen, again by Brian Lavery, and it was about a paedophile serial killer. And that's nice.
But it's an amazing play, and it got people talking in the bar for about 3 hours afterwards. You know, and people said to me, "Why do you want to put this on?" And I said, "Well, it's got people talking. Nobody's mentioned EastEnders once. You know, they've been talking about this play." And I actually said to somebody, "Where else, except in the theatre, could you discuss this subject that none of us understand, really, and we find it really difficult, and we don't know what to do about it, and so on."
As well.
And it's but where else could you discuss that without interruption, except in the theatre? If you were on Newsnight, you'd have a 10-minute slot, and that'd be that. And I mean, I go to the theatre to be entertained, but I remember listening to Brian May saying that he goes to the theatre. I mean, his wife is an actress. Sometimes he wants to be churned up, and I do. I go to the theatre and I want to be churned up and made to think and to go out and to have learnt something, but also to think, what would I have done in that situation?
Yeah. Okay, let's play another track. We've done something, and it's because you were talking about passion and moral compromise and all that. This is "Lipstick on His Collar" by Cara Emerald.
Made This is Seklo Sounds. Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for 1 hour in the company of Harry and Edna on the wireless, exploring all aspects of the vintage scene and playing tip-top gramophone tunes. Harry and Edna on the wireless, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on seklosounds.org. Jolly good.
Oh, good old Harry and Edna. I do love them. Their show's fantastic, and they do, honestly, if you love any sort of old school music, wartime classics, that's the show for you. Which actually does quite nicely onto your play you're doing, doesn't it, Rosemary?
Yes.
That at all wasn't planned.
2 World War I plays for the centenary. A very local flavour. Your loving brother Albert and Nellie. Albert lived in Young Street, which is now Glyn Square in Wolverton, and Nellie lived in New Bradwell. And Albert wrote letters back to his sister May, signing them, your loving brother Albert. He signed up, as many young men did, to go to war.
I met a man who, I'm sorry to interrupt you, there was a man who was at Cabaret of Ideas at the IFMK who told me all about this.
Yeah, oh really? Yeah, yeah. It's a well-known local story.
It's fantastic.
And he signed up and went to fight and was killed 1 week before his 17th birthday.
Oh,
and his letters were found, I think, in the 1970s and given to Roger Kitchen at the Living Archive, and then Roy Nevitt and Roger Kitchen fashioned this play called Your Loving Brother Albert. And then Nellie wrote, it was a young woman who was well known for putting on plays and fetes and doing all sorts of creative things in New Bradwell, and the play Nellie is from her diaries, and she worked at the sewing room in the Wolverton Works, and Albert worked at the Wolverton Works as well. Oh. So they're very rooted in local history.
It's great because it's not just like somebody who it's just not just a name that you hear, it's actually someone you can actually trace their life through Wolverton, because I know the Living Archive did actually really look into him and interviewed people, didn't they?
And the plays have been put on the first time in 1980. They've been put on several times since. They're very well loved plays, and the Living Archive have got the music, and we've got some of the Living Archive band doing the music this time, and the musical director is Shanaz Hussain, who was in the Living Archive band, and the songs are lovely as well. So they're wonderful shows, and they're really fitting, obviously, for our tribute and remembrance of the centenary. And
this time of year, particularly, we're coming up to November, and you know, I know we were just in October, but we are coming up to November, and when are the dates for this one? When are they?
The dates for this one, it's at Radcliffe School Theatre, and it's the 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th of November.
So it's just after November 11th?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to just play another track for us. You guys know that I'm a keen supporter of people doing music their own way and really pushing it out. So we've got Rosemary here talking about theatre doing its own way, and this is actually a friend of mine, Tanya Rich. She's if you meet Tanya, you will just love her. You'd love her, Rosemary. Oh, she's just this amazingly punk rocker lady. Does these amazing sort of ensembles with her group called the Bellfleurs. I know that they're busy in the recording studio, and they've given me this track that has never been played before on air. And I don't know. I think I'd like to tell you they recorded it just for me. They probably didn't, but I'm going to milk it for all it's worth because it's exclusive just for me. And this is It's Weatherman.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather. Since my man and I ain't together, keeps raining all the time. Life is bare, gloom and misery everywhere, stormy weather. Just can't get my poor self together. Keeps raining all the time. I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated. And though I know you can't appreciate it, I'm only happy when it rains. You know I love it when the news is bad, and why it feels so good to feel so sad. I'm only happy when it rains. I feel good when things are going wrong. I only listen to the sad, sad songs. I'm only happy when it rains. Pour your misery down. Pour your misery down. Pour your misery down. Pour your misery down. We don't care what the weatherman says. Cheapers, creepers. We're only happy when it rains.
Yay, the Bellflowers. What did you think of them, Rosemary?
I really liked them.
Oh, they really.
Yeah.
I know that they did really well at Glastonbury not too long ago, and people loved them, and I love them. Tanya is, she's a good friend of mine, and very talented, and I know she had a little bit of a hand injury. She put some gruesome pictures on Facebook, and I was like, as long as your throat's fine, doesn't matter if you're missing an arm and a leg. I don't know what she did. She probably was like taking on a dragon or something, because she's quite a feisty little girl, and a little woman even. I don't know what's bigger, her voice or her hair, but equally I love them. She's fantastic, and that's the Bellflowers, and that was an exclusive track just for us. Jumping on, do you like reggae?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like all sorts of music.
You do strike me as a lady who likes all sorts. That's good. So this is Darren Hoy's little promo for his show. You should listen to it. It's tomorrow, so it's fantastic. So we'll just play Darren's little promo for him.
Hi, blessings to each and every one of you. Join me, Darren Hoy, with the Reggae Takeover Show for 2 hours of the finest reggae vibes, each and every Wednesday, 9 through to 11 p.m, here on Seclo Sound.